What you should do and not do when go dating. Introduction. In speed dating between a boy and a girl, the tension of the boy will be deeper than that of the girl, because the boy is in a dominant position, and he is afraid that he does not do well in any aspect, which will cause all the previous efforts to be in vain. There is no lack of shy and introverted boys in life. When they see a girl, they become red-faced and have a quick heartbeat. Because they are restrained and nervous, they don't know what to talk about. They are either awkward or long-winded. The original romantic date has become a death in sight. How should I chat with a girl for the first time? What topics can arouse the interest of girls? Exchange basic information. Information exchange in order to increase the sense of familiarity and security. Girls is very guarded when they first meet a boy. Even if you chatted with her on the internet before, you still need to reacquaint yourself when you meet offline. Information exchange can be better on the one hand. Show yourself well. On the other hand, you can find common ground between you. Work, home address, circle of friends, etc. are all information that can be exchanged, and then dig out common hobbies from these information points. After you establish a common topic, you can also derive unlimited topics to talk about, such as what do you like to eat and like where to go, childhood embarrassment, hometown customs, etc. What should be talked in the first date? Gourmet. Food is a topic that is not outdated at any time, and many girls like to advertise themselves as foodies. Through chatting about food, they can understand each other's tastes and preferences, and find common ground to pave the way for the next date. Tourism. You can ask her, do you like traveling? Do you plan to travel recently? What are the most memorable cities for you, and so on. Of course, you can also share interesting things about traveling with her and show her your knowledge. If the conversation goes well, take the opportunity to invite you to see if you can travel with her, and discuss the next travel plan with her. Childhood. You can talk about each other's childhood fun and embarrassment, and you can ask each other's childhood dreams. After all, childhood is the best time in life. When girls talk about childhood, they must pay attention and listen patiently, and nod or smile. Agree with each other and let the girl truly feel that you are interested in her. TV, movies, variety shows, etc. 9 out of 10 girls like to chase dramas and stars. You can start chatting through popular programs nowadays. You can discuss and complain together, and you can build a tacit understanding with the girls without knowing it, and then you can chat in the chat. Implant fuzzy invitations, such as asking her to go to the movies, dramas, and exhibitions with her. The future. Talking about the future is a time to show your own masculine charm. You can let girls see your potential and self-motivation. You can talk to her about what you are studying recently, what plans you have in your work plan, what kind of life you want to live in the future, etc. Remember, never talk about work or study with girls, and bring negative energy topics to the first date. Chat in a good way. When many brothers chat with girls, they are often in a state of awkward chat, lacking humorous elements. How can there be girls who are willing to talk to you forever? The editor used to be like this, and the girl disappeared while chatting. Later, I read a book that teaches people how to talk to girls. In this book, I learned a lot of practical teasing girls. So 3 or 5, in fact, using the heart attack chat program in the book, it is easy to make them fall in love with them. Now I occasionally go out on dates with other girls. In fact, it's just a matter of mastering a measure. For those who are still single, I suggest that you read this book as well. There are ebooks on the internet. It is easier to win the goddess in your heart if you improve yourself. Sending text message. In fact, many times, you don't use it to ask me to chat like this, right? You just need to think about it yourself before sending the message. If I were the person who received the message, how would I feel? You can basically filter out the 2-ing messages first. If even you feel so stressed, terrible, and uncomfortable, wouldn't you still want to kill yourself by sending such a message to others? People say, do not do to others what you don't want. In principle, you should not imagine that others will like it. There are only a few simple points for sending a message. Use words to be concise, which is especially suitable for boys. Many boys don't send messages cleanly and neatly. They look like mothers-in-laws. If they can reply in less than 5 words, they have to use 30 words and the effect is not good. So why bother to waste that youth? The girl asks you, would you like to have dinner together? You can clearly answer, what to eat, or, okay, or, when. I leave work at about 7, and get to your neighborhood at about 7:30. Have you thought about what you want to eat? Or are you thinking about it? I thought I could make a reservation first. When talking face to face. After greeting politely during the dating, if you find that the other person seems to be as nervous as you, don't let the air suddenly quiet. Quiet starts awkwardly, and raising questions at the right time can extend the topic, such as, why do you want to eat in this restaurant? The most taboo thing to throw at the beginning is to ask questions that are too private, such as, what is your monthly income? Wrong questions can easily lead to misunderstandings by the other party and make you feel bad. If you are still exploring each other, suggest that the questions extend from the current topic. Don't chatter and talk about it and make people feel noisy, or you are eager to let the other party understand you. Keep some to make him curious about your mysterious area. Talk to different people differently. Please use your familiarity to distinguish what should be said and what should not be said. Don't talk about a lot of things when you meet people, or talk too much with others before you get to that level. Because firstly, others don't necessarily want to hear. Second, if the other person is not familiar with you, you cannot predict the other person's reaction. Assuming that the other person's reaction is not as good as you expected, and you are hurt. Others think it's not a secret at all, and they may even make others guess whether you're just talking to everyone, even if you're not. Hold the tension. It is necessary to hold up the ambiguous tension. Don't say everything so well. You are not a politician, so you don't need to explain everything clearly. Ambiguous means to be ambiguous. Guess me, I guess you are so exciting. You can tell everything clearly and plainly. What else is ambiguous? Don't be afraid that the other person won't think of what you mean, just make him think. It's best to make him want to break his head, so that you can brush up on his presence, instead of reminding him that you are still alive with notifications all day long. If the other person asks what type of person you like, you can reply, what do you say? Then go to sleep or play a game of game. If the other person continues to ask, you can reply, haha, and bring the topic away that as if he wants to break his head, he can't think of it. Because you actually don't think about anything in your mind, it's best if he can guess it. In fact, you will find that these things are not unfamiliar to you at all, because you basically do this to the objects you don't like. This is why the ones you don't like will like you, and the ones you like won't like you. Put yourself higher, you are not so worthless, why must you be afraid that the other person does not like you? Let's talk boldly. If you have to be afraid of things and cringe even if you talk all the time, then what is the need to talk about love? Let the phone rest. Swiping your phone seems to relieve your embarrassment, but don't keep your head down while you're on a date. This will also make him wonder how to talk to you. It's easy to make the other person think that you are not interested in him. It is recommended to use your phone. Turn it into a shock. Too much information will make the other person fall into their own fantasy, mistakenly think you are a girl with complicated personal relationships. Aside from this point, too much information can easily ruin your good deeds. The time and place are right. At the moment when the lips are about to touch, the mobile phone ring is not only embarrassing, it may be until the next date to make the other party more courageous.